it's time to get going. Obviously we're back again on a Monday. Last Monday we did the video that most people are probably going to want to see, which is the top 20 best primary weapons in the game. That was the S tier list, and then we're doing the next 20, which is the A tier, and then I probably have a few more I might put in there, but this is covering 40. This is, you know, out of 74 odd weapons that I have used at least recently. There's a lot of other ones that I don't really use, but that only show up in the randomizer, and I don't really want to like recommend people using. Like most of this is like, okay, you kind of want to put together a list of like, okay, we did some really strong ones, some really broken stats, you know. We had a couple weapons with a lot of status chance. We had a bunch of weapons that were doing a bunch of red crits, and yeah, it's just kind of weapons that you have to have. Maybe have to have is the wrong idea, but you get what I mean. Like the S tier is more like, okay, I tried to be a little bit more clinical about it, including stuff that's like, okay, I also want you to know that you could probably make stuff like Kuva Brahma work depending on where you're at, because in the end, like a tier list is, you know, if you're doing level cap, right, these are not that. Like if you're doing level cap and doing all the end game shit, like tier lists are not probably like very useful for you. But I do appreciate everybody that was like, hey, thank you for putting in time code. So I'm going to be a little bit quicker. Yeah, I want to just, like, if you can't tell right off the bat, like my lists are incredibly weird and subjective. And like when I talk about the A tier list, like these are more like the Amar's favorites, like some real interesting standouts that you can have some funky builds. And I mean, obviously with every tier list, like it's also a Riven tier list. So if you're getting a Riven for a top 40 primary, then regardless, I mean, some of them are shotguns. A lot of them are shotguns. Well, technically one isn't a shotgun mods, but let's get right into the tier list. So yeah, these are more like standouts, you know, weird ones. But yeah, we're starting off the list with, of course, Dread Incarnon. I wanted to put this here. We had Paris Incarnon a lot higher because it has that you can have that double status chance buff, and you can get some really high numbers. Like I had 2 guaranteed fire procs, so we were kind of building around that. But yeah, Dread Incarnon, Unseen Dread Augment. That's the main reason that I put it in A tier over S tier, is because yeah, invisibility is something that you should build around, and I want to put it at the top of the A tier list because it's more of that like funky fresh type of Warframe stuff where it's like, what, 5 seconds of invincibility and you get a bunch of crit damage. But yeah, you have split flights. How hard is it to hit, what is it, 3 enemies with Unseen Dread? So classic setup. I am using Primary Crux. It's really weird. When I did the Primary Crux video, now that's swapped. So now Paris Incarnon has Longbow Sharp Shot, and Dread Incarnon has Primary Crux. So I have actually flip-flopped a little bit, but yeah, obviously it has the same built-in fire effects you can put in like Hunter Munitions, and with split flights it's just so stupid. Like the fact they allow that shit, if you see that mod on a bow, you're like, oh, it's GG. I guess we have a shotgun bow for like 25 minutes. So classic setup, and it's very easy to dump the mag. It's very easy to recharge. Just so much fun. So number 2 on the list, Boltor Incarnon. The top 3 I kind of debated. It is a shotgun in the sense that it has innate multi-shot, and so because of that, you know, I'm rocking blast damage. It's got insanely high damage on each pellet, so that means you're getting a bunch of blast procs. I mean, it's like a full auto shotgun, so you're like clearing blast procs like crazy. So I actually removed Primary Crux. I was like, okay, we're procking enough blast procs. Let's try to maximize the damage of those blast procs. So we're trying to get higher damage stuff. Like that's what I try to rock generally, is like, if I'm already clearing pretty easily, I feel like I would rather, you know, even take Merciless or Deadhead or whatever. But I've been looking at some of the other arcanes, but currently, yeah, it's mostly just swapping back to Merciless on a lot of weapons, because I would just rather buff the damage of the blast procs, even if it does end up being like diminishing returns. Is like, you can start returning that shit. Bro, you're good at that. You'll just, how much damage do you need, man? Anyway, number 3 on the list, Kuva Sobek. More of just, yeah, the classic shotgun. I'm not even using acid shells. I know people kind of mess around with it with like certain Warframe abilities, but generally it's just a shotgun that you get a multi-shot and status chance buff. Like, how hard is it to use? I'm once again, clearing my blast procs in like a single shot, so I can fully just get a shit ton of damage out of it, and that's fun. You know, I think tomorrow, what I realized is, like, when we go into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I will be streaming Warframe 3 days, or an extra day this week, so gonna be grinding a shit ton of Coda, so we're gonna do a couple videos, you know, doing a review of, like, okay, how are you doing the Coda, what does it look like, but yeah, Kuva Sobek is so easy to spam, dude. I gotta say it, man. Whether you're doing the acid shells, fucking crazy nuke shit, no, honestly, I'm just using it as a shotgun. I don't think... Can you make it work without any kind of Warframe buffs? Like, that's what I've always been like, is I can set it up in a way where I just use it however I want, and I'm sure there would be a lot of my Warframe setups that wouldn't really maximize the acid shells, but it would be interesting to test. I might eat crow at some point in the future, but currently just using it as a shotgun that already has an existing augment. So when I have a Riven in there as well, Rivens, they can make it tough for you. So number 4 on the list, Gorgon Incarnon. You know, another interesting Riven that I've been re-rolling. I've got a weird stat setup on it now, but yeah, it's like, I mean, they changed it, so you just like shoot it and then it has like a delay and then it explodes. It's just an AoE Incarnon, chat. Like, it does a zillion damage. This has the same setup, I think, basically as Latron Incarnon, but obviously not as goated of a Riven. But in this case, I am thinking pretty heavily about doing something like that. But the roles that I'll be looking for are like, come on, man, don't worry about it too much. Number 5 on the list, Tenet Ferrox, our first Tenet weapon. We have a Kuva weapon at the number 3 slot. We have a Tenet weapon at the number 5 slot. Pretty good. I love Tenet Ferrox. Yeah, just a fucking laser. I have blast on it. That's it. The charge time is like, what, half a second? And then I have my companion buff. So, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I have this on Opticore. I have the same setup on Opticore and like Javlock, and they all function a little differently, but they have the same mods. Like, it's weird. You really just need, I mean, when you're rocking gun CO, like, you look at the stat spread and it's like, bro, the fucking beam itself is doing, like, you know, with the mods, obviously the blast proc isn't calculating all this stuff, but, you know, it's like the beam itself is like 10,000 damage with like it's like 100% crit chance or something. So it's so easy to use. You have that like secondary effect. I think it's classic. Like, you could throw it down and it pulls in enemies. I don't ever feel the need to use it. I just love shooting that shit. But yeah, the idea of like a gun that does a zillion damage, but it like has a, you know, maybe the AoE isn't as crazy, and then you just throw blast on it, and now it's like the bullet itself is like doing a better AoE than the AoE is doing. Yeah, you kind of see it. I've been thinking, I guess because it's an AoE, you can't use punch through, but yeah, you don't really need it, but that's a classic weapon, and it looks sick. You get the fucking, dude, the spear gun stance. Every Warframe, the spear gun stance is the GOAT. Anyway, I have to pull up some stuff. I haven't done any of this. All right, I got to tab over and get everything set up, but yeah, we're cruising now, so let's get the whole stream set up. But yeah, I mean, number 5 on the list, Tenet Ferrox. Like, dude, it's hard. Like, some of these weapons, it is weird to like have to rank them between each other, but shout out Trumna Prime, number 6 on the list. So that has an alt charge. That's how I described it. Like, you have to kill enemies to charge up the alt fire. So what I always tell people is, you've always got the alt fire available until you don't, and then that's when it's just a full auto with an AoE. Like, it is a full auto with like built-in fire damage, which is pretty sick. So it's a very easy build, but yeah, as a full auto, still super fun. Like, I feel it when my companion dies, but other than that, like, I'm pretty good at surviving. But we've got everything set up. I'm ready to go now. So, dude, number 6 on the list, Trumna Prime. That's an easy one. That's you got to have it. I mean, yeah, to say like 26 on the list is like a little bit crazy, but I don't know. There's so many. I just go through the list and go through, and I'm like, fuck, I have to put this weapon on. I have to put this weapon on. And then I have to take some off where I'm like, no, I should put this one on. I want people to know about this one. So it can be quite a grind. Stahlta's a fun one. So Stahlta has a unique interaction that I don't think I'll mention until Astilla. But Stahlta has multiplicative crit chance from primary acuity. So that means if you shoot somebody in the head, instead of the crit chance just adding on, it's like, oh my god, what is it, 200%? I don't know what the actual number is, but yeah, you're like, I guess it's a damage cap setup. Maybe in my life I've seen somebody do damage cap with it, but I see too many TikToks. I'm on the Warframe TikTok algorithm, I'll say it, man. I'm locked in. But yeah, number 7 on the list, Stahlta. Still just a fucking... It's an AoE. It's fun. It looks sick. I have the... what is it? The shock rifle skin from Unreal Tournament. That's fucking sick. And yeah, it has like this alt fire charge that's just like... uses ammo kind of differently. But yeah, you can definitely just dome somebody. Like the bullet itself also does a zillion damage. So it's like when you have just blast procs, then you are just fucking... I mean, it's satisfying and it sounds really cool too. But yeah, are we judging... Is this a vibes-based tier list? Anyway, Kuva Kohm, the classic. Is a blast shotgun. Yep, it's got like the multi-shot spool up, so like when you hold down left click, you'll use more ammo, and then it'll put more it's fucking... It means that it like status chance works in a weird way, but it still works kind of the same. Like you know, it's another example where I'm already clearing the blast procs like it's nothing. Like I don't need more status chance. I just want I want bigger damage on the status effects. So that's what I realized is like in the end there are some setups where you are just proccing. You're fine. I don't think I need Crux. You know, sometimes I like having Crux for the ammo efficiency, but there's a point where maybe I'm not getting as much value out of a bunch of status effects versus some better, more dangerous status effects. Perfect transition into Fulmin Prime. Yeah, this guy, I mean, there should be like a whole bunch of tags like Goss is goated. So yeah, this is an example of me using Crux. It's got a pretty low status chance, but also like it uses 10 bullets for the shotgun form, and it's a battery weapon, so you have like the 60% ammo efficiency from Crux. And then yeah, I guess in my last stream it happened again. I got Fulmin Prime and Goss Prime at the same time. So Goss Prime has energized munitions, kind of like, maybe not just for this weapon, but that's definitely a goated setup. So I don't know, man. Like there's something about, you have enough ammo efficiency where each shotgun shot uses 1 bullet. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but yeah, not even, you shouldn't really be shooting that many shots. Like you can survive fine off of like the normal fire, you know what I mean? Like it still does a shit ton of damage. It's a how do I normally, it's a pretty girthy bullet. It's not the girthiest you've ever seen, but you know, it's got infinite body punch through, which is why we talk about, you know, the size of somebody's bullet. You know, if I were to, anyway, number 10 on the list, Cedo Prime. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to put this on the list because I think just the glaive itself is just so useful. But yeah, you can have insane, you know, gun condition overload. So really good. Shout out Digby for dropping some likes and saying hello, welcome in. So yeah, Cedo Prime, I think it's just it's an all-around powerful weapon. Good to have in your loadout. It has that like built-in gun CO, so you can just add to that. So pretty crazy. I'm looking and I'm trying to make sure I'm actually center in frame. So all right, chat. I mean, I guess the main thing is like yeah, there's such different weapons. Like Cedo is just honestly glaive spam. I hate to say it. The gun still does a lot of damage. You can still clear out crowds, you know, like you're still using it as normal. But yeah, The glaive is the goat. Anyway, number 11 on the list, Astilla Prime. Very fun shotgun. I have a Riven that is a little bit criminal for it, but I think this is another example of a crux weapon where it has like really decent status chance and you can buff it more, and then you have like a little bit of slash damage. You have a little bit of slash damage on the AoE. So yeah, I was kind of absolutely doming people. It's like you think of it as a rifle. It has like a fall off of like 40 meters, so goated weapon. Yeah, Astilla Prime, Gara Prime. Yeah, that's crazy. God, that takes me back. But yeah, now we get into some weird ones. Ignis Wraith. Funky beam. It's a flamethrower. It's got a weird beam. But yeah, what do you say about it? It's a different setup. So most of my beam weapons I have blast damage on, and then I'm like maximizing damage like I was saying, but I think Ignis Wraith I kept viral fire and slash. What about WARFRAME Prime? I don't know how to spell her. Oh, Protea? Are you talking about Protea? Yeah, Protea Prime. I mean, well, so Gara Prime, so I started playing when Gara came out. I started playing during Plains of Eidolon, so yeah. No, Protea Prime I was like well into my like golden era. This is like golden era Arcana Mar. Like this is exactly what you want to see. So number 12 on the list, Ignis Wraith. Yeah, I still kept on viral fire and slash. It's like the only beam weapon that I still have that, but obviously it's a flamethrower. I was like, I feel like I do enjoy the fact that it does have built-in fire, because you can just do that, and then I don't know, I love that combo. But yeah, I mean, it's an OG. It's very easy to get too. You can just go to a dojo and then you get it. I don't know what the master rank is for it, but yeah, a beam weapon, it's got a dude. For like a lot of content and trash mobs and shit like that, like most of the game that you do, an Ignis Wraith can be pretty goated. But I will say there are like certain, like it's going to suck against certain bosses and things like that. So pretty low on the list, but I have Amprex a little bit lower. But Kuva Tonkor, just a fucking OG, man. It's got some good stats. Obviously, it's got like the reload mechanic, but dude, I can handle that. Like what is it, like a 1 second reload? I'm not suffering too much. Like Protea Prime currently in a listing. Oh yeah. No, we're gonna be doing Warframe tier lists like this, but we're doing that last. So we're gonna do all the weapons. I'm gonna talk about like the super OP melee weapons, and then we're gonna go into a bunch of different Warframes by different categories. So I'm gonna break them down based on like things that exist on, like, if I have pillage on a frame, then that's armor strip. So even though they're not necessarily built for it, I'll include it because I don't know how many frames we'll see. But yeah, that's the thing, is like I wanted to break them down because they all share different categories. Like you talk about Amprex number 14. It's a chain beam, man. It's a chain beam. Like, what are you gonna say except for that? You get so, like, you'll start to understand like the ins and outs of this game. And yeah, like, what do you say about a chain? I mean, it has built-in electricity, so you can do blast and corrosive, which is a pretty powerful combo. So that is very useful. But I have a crazy Riven that allows me to do that. So yeah, I have a Riven that gives me free blast damage, just so you know. It has cold and heat, and then I think it's like negative recoil. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like pretty chillin'. So number 15 on the list, Felarx. Yeah, infinite ammo with a little asterisk, so you can use primary crux, and then there's a couple final Incarnon upgrades where it's like, yeah, either whenever you hit 3 enemies on punch through effect, or if you're like in the air or like sliding, then it counts. So like as long as you have 10 stacks of primary crux, then you can just aim glide and have infinite ammo, or just keep it active. I noticed that I started struggling with the punch through effect, like the triggering the on punch through effect, when I was like 20 minutes into a survival. So that did make me suffer a little bit, but still chilling. Yeah, that's number 15. I'm trying to move a little bit quicker. 720. Number 16, Quellor. This one is kind of a weird one. So I have a setup for it. I've been thinking, so you know, like I've been thinking that I probably want to put gun condition overload on this, kind of similar to like Tenet Ferrox. You know, so the basic gist of the Quellor is that the alt fire is like it's like a cone of damage, and it has a guaranteed impact proc. So you can use like internal bleeding, and then you can still get the fire rate fast enough. So like you can still lower the charge time so that it's not abysmal, but you're still in that range where you'll get the 70%. You know, you're under a 2.5 fire rate because you're still like charging it pretty slow, but you don't need to shoot it that often. So I think that's the other important thing. So yeah, it has this like insane, it's like this, yeah, it's straight up, you know, it's like the Stahlta, or wait, no, not the Stahlta, the Stropfa, excuse me, the Stropfa. If you know that weapon, that's also that comes from the same place as the Stahlta. So yeah, it's like this big fucking wide energy cone that kind of just wipes shit. So classic weapon, but I do think my Riven setup would require, I need to spend a Forma to reset it. So I have it on the setup that you'll probably be using, but you know, I realize that gun condition overload, I mean, you know, you'll get the same bonus from just shooting your gun, but because you currently I have, what is it called, heavy caliber, the one that reduces accuracy and just gives damage. But I realized, like, yeah, if you have 2 status effects, that's 160% damage. That's the same effect, and then you'll scale further from, you know, when your companion decides to actually shoot the right enemy, and then you get, you know, viral, magnetic, heat, whatever elements they've accumulated from the Eximus that I've killed. But yeah, number 17 on the list. I had to put it on here. Just absolute classic. I guess this guy has blast as well. I should mention that. Yeah, like Kuva Chakkhurr. God, I literally did so much of my actual grinding in this game. I did it with Kuva Chakkhurr. It's just a fucking elephant gun that does a zillion damage. It kind of has a similar setup to Tenet Ferrox, but I think it does way less damage. But I did end up with a Riven that gave me 200% crit chance. Just took me right over the margin, exactly where I needed to be. So that was pretty gamer. But yeah, it's just been like an OG. I have a lot of fun with it. So that's number 17 on the list. Number 18 on the list, Tenet Envoy. It's weird to put it this far at the bottom, but honestly, Tenet Envoy I don't really use as much, in the sense that I don't know. I just feel like it's weird, like the way that it actually functions. The fact that it has built-in cold damage, that the AOE is all cold damage, it means that you can just have free blast. You know, you can either have free viral or you can have free blast. But I was like, okay, that's fucking sick. So you can just have, you know, the innate cold combined with the fire valence, and then you're just good. Like, you don't need to worry about anything. But you end up with this like weird stat spread that I was like, I think I can make it work. But in the end, like, I do think it's still very strong. You know, top 40 isn't bad, but yeah, number 38 on the list out of 40 it's a little unfortunate to have to put it down. But yeah, even Kuva Tonkor, I did just kind of enjoy it more. I did feel like the damage I had was like a little bit more consistent. I don't know, like the Envoy, it's weird. You know, you'll kind of just have to, well, I won't be able to show it off, but you know, we'll probably be able to show like the top 6. But I feel like, yeah, these like big damage AoEs, like, they definitely slow down a bit. But yeah, just the way that like the damage is set up on the Tenet Envoy just kind of like makes it, puts it in a different tier. I will say it's super spammable. You can't zoom in, but that's not, like, on an AoE, that's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I mean, it's weird. You could probably flip-flop these, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point in the list, like, you're covering some definite weird ones. Like, I have Tombfinger on the list. This is a Kitgun. This is like my classic setup with back when you actually had to farm Necromex, which is coming soon. That you don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, like Dera Incarnon, same kind of idea. It's just like a it's just like a rifle that does a shit ton of damage that you just have blast on, and you kind of just wipe everything. So I have a Riven that's like crazy weird for it, but it means that I have a very strange setup. So I've been thinking about workshopping it, and there's a change that I've been thinking about making on like really strong enemies, but currently don't have that set up. But yeah, it is 7:25, so I did the tier list 5 minutes faster, I guess. So congratulations me. But let's start with Dread Incarnon. Holy shit, number one, no, 21 out of 40. All right, increases base damage by 70 and also 100% damage to enemies below half health. The other choices with Hate and Despair equipped, I'm never going to be doing that, unfortunately. Well, yeah, I mean, the enemies below half health thing is kind of a weird one, because by the time they're below half health, they're dead already. But maybe it'll give you a tiny buff. Projectile speed, I'm actually just taking that. I feel like I have no reason for negative zoom. I'm kind of chilling. And then the last one, of course, has to be crit damage by +1. I was thinking about taking this, but no, crit damage. This guy has really good crit chance. The non-Riven build. So here's the thing. I've been thinking that you could replace this with gun condition overload. Like, I don't have gun condition overload on this setup, but I think you could make it work pretty well. Like, this Riven is damage, crit chance. Generally what I found is I'm like wiping everything. Like, I don't need to proc status on them. Like the built-in damage of the gun will kind of do that for you. But like I mentioned, you know, if you're getting heat and slash, then you're already getting the same buff. So, you know, I think when I can get a Riven like this that's 194% damage and also 200% crit chance, like, kind of changes everything. But yeah, I should stay on this build. Sorry to keep swapping, but you can see it like lowers the crit chance. But I am actually trying to take advantage of the heat procs, although I'm not getting a crazy amount right now. It's still favored pretty well, but you can see that you may get some other status effects, but you'll get enough heat procs. Like, you shouldn't be too worried about that. Like, to just the fact that they're going to give me a bunch of Incarnons and it's all going to be built-in heat procs. Also, Unseen Dread. Sorry to not show this off as well. Become invisible for 5 seconds. Oof. What did I tell you? 5 seconds? 3 enemies or more. Got that right as well. And more crit damage as well. So, yeah, that's kind of a criminal setup. Like, how hard is it? Really, how hard is it when you're using split flights, which is going to give you 4 extra arrows? You're going to be at 5 multi-shot. Chat, I'm ready for it. It's very silly. I mean, you put it at the top for a reason, because I do want to show it off. But yeah, there's Dread Incarnate. Yeah, I gotta say the Riven is criminal. The Riven is very evil, but it does mean that I have decent enough stats that I'm able to like nuke anything before it really has any status effects. Like, the status effects that I'm proccing, excuse me, fuck. The status effects that I'm proccing on it are also killing it. So, not too crazy. Let's move up the list. This guy has become pretty high on the list. This is Boltor Incarnon. Just a sweetie. Increases base damage by +2 and 20% ammo efficiency. Oh, on kill. I see. Whoa. That's kind of sick. Stacks up to 3 times. I guess I still get the damage buff. I just don't get the ammo efficiency. But does that mean you can do the infinite ammo Crux setup? I don't have Crux on this. But yeah, there you go. That's an interesting one. Wow, just once again reading the abilities live apparently. 60% projectile speed. I mean, it's a classic on a this guy. Oh wait, does it? Ooh. I think this guy has I said it has infinite punch through. I'm pretty sure I tested it, but look at the stats spread. I mean, I'm losing 4% base crit chance, but I had to take 10 and 10. Although I have been thinking I can probably proc enough status that I don't need the status chance. 14. Let's see. What does this take me to? 114 versus... What is this taking me to? 102. No, we're chilling. 114 to 102 is not really worth it. But criminal setup. Let's not talk about that, Riven. But yeah, it's just fucking blast damage. Sorry that it's... You can see how the Riven skews my stats, but... yeah, dude. Oh, it's an innate multi-shot of 2. Okay, I see. 3 multi-shot. Okay, perfect. Excuse me. 5.5. Oh, sorry. I guess I was doing pistol math. Because of kunai. But yeah, I guess it's a little bit of a shotgun. You know, I would replace this with primary merciless, because you are proccing 10 stacks of blast on something instantly. Like, I am trying to favor the damage of the blast procs as much as possible. You can see a whole bunch of one wrong polarity, but this is a build that has changed many times. But yeah, the Riven is of course damage, multi-shot, crit damage, so a little bit criminal, but I do still have galvanized aptitude in there. I did still enjoy it, especially on a weapon like this, which is, you know, able to shoot more bullets before necessarily killing everything in one hit. So satisfying, man. Number 2 on the list. I mean, so fun to use. Speaking of fun to use, Kuva Sobek, dude. Sorry. This is interesting with the valence bonus. This is very interesting. Like, I have, like, this Riven is a cold mod, so currently I just have Prime Chilling Grasp in there. Obviously, like, not buffing the damage of the blast proc, but, you know, still just giving you a shit ton of damage on the bullet. So, I'm loving kind of skewing super far towards blast. And yeah, I mean, with clip delegation, that's kind of all you need. You're just proccing a zillion status effects, and I'm still taking advantage of blades because obviously that damage is buffing the blast proc. So kind of a normal setup for me at this point. But yeah, I mean, the Riven, what do you say, man? Cold damage, crit damage. They do me well sometimes. I have been thinking that because I have like cold and heat, I could replace this and I could put like toxin, like I could put some other element. I could put like magnetic on here and proc a separate element. I haven't decided yet, but currently I am still just weighting it more towards blast, but I could mess with it a little bit. I haven't tried anything else, but that is worth a try. Number 4 on the list, Gorgon Incarnon. Almost covering all the Incarnons. On shield break, increase base damage by +8. So most setups, I'm chilling. Negative recoil, I am using this to charge it a little bit easier. I feel like it's kind of necessary for the full auto, so a little unfortunate there, but yeah, you kind of need that. And of course, +6% crit chance, base crit chance. Not a huge margin, but you can see, chat. This Riven is a little bit too criminal. It's plus zoom. It's so weird, but this is a weapon that I'm not really using gun CO on. Like, the AoE is doing way more damage than the bullet itself, so like you can still get bullet damage, but mostly just kind of wiping. It's an embed delay of 0.8 seconds, so not terrible. So you can see I'm just getting a shit ton of damage. Obviously the AoE is all fire damage, so you don't really need this. This is, you know, it's already skewing you just fine. Like, you could just put status chance in here. Yeah, I wonder what you could... I mean, obviously like a faction damage mod. I would say you would probably be... Huh. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be an interesting take. Because like you don't... I mean, you have the base multi-shot. Like, the multi-shot is what it is. So you're pretty likely to proc a fire proc, but yeah. The Riven is weird. Plus zoom is very strange. But yeah, multi-shot crit chance. I was just trying to roll something. 150% crit chance. Kind of low, honestly, chat. You could probably make better use out of crit damage. Like, it was like multi-shot crit damage. That's like GOAT, you know. There's a couple different setups, but I kind of left it as it was. You know, I've got similar stats. You can see I'm still using thermite rounds, but yeah, like the damage, like I've started to use the whole like fire slash combo more, just because like these guns can just put out so much damage that you can get a pretty nice slash proc. But yeah, that's number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list, Tenet Ferrox. God, Tenet Tetra. Yeah, I'm not putting Tenet Tetra on the list. That's way too much of an MR weapon. But here we go. Tenet Ferrox. Main setup is you just look at the stats. Ooh, look at that. Jesus Christ. Look how much damage I'm losing from the multi-shot and the... Oh my god. Well, you hate to see it, chat. I mean, it's still a fucking sniper that does a zillion damage. Like, the AoE isn't doing crazy damage, but it's mostly just, yeah, you're pretty likely to proc a blast proc, so that's kind of all you need. Like, oh, 50% chance. We love that. But yeah, like 9.6 crit multiplier with 100% crit chance. So I guess you would, I think that's calculating my companion as well. But yeah, we have to just get right into it. The Riven, of course, this is an ancient one. I don't know how old this one is at this point. Damage, multi-shot, crit damage. You see what I mean? I was like, the perfect roll is, and then there's the perfect, and it's negative zoom as well. This is like the GOAT of all GOAT Riven, so unfortunately, chat, I do have it. I do have that type of GOAT Riven, but that's number 5 on the list, Tenet Ferrox. And then the built-in element is, of course, heat. That's how you're getting access to enough slots for all the mods. Like, just rocking Prime Cryo round so the bullet itself does a zillion damage, but super fun setup. Number 6 on the list, Trumna Prime. Whew. Let's do it. Where is this guy? I could feel it. Yeah, like the setup is very similar. It's just kind of, well, huh? I don't know. This might actually be the oddball. This guy, ooh. This is the only, I mean, Trumna is already a strange weapon, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, look at this shit. I've got gun condition overload. I'm just putting in viral. So I have just like an insane status chance in general. I'm not using any type of slash or hunter munitions. I'm just fucking, it's just a full auto that you can shoot decently fast when your companion's alive, and then it's a 3.7 fire rate, which is kind of slow. So yeah, God, it just procs. What is this status chance number? This is crazy. I mean, gun CO, like having galvanized aptitude is pretty crazy, but yeah, just a prime weapon. This Riven is fucking toxin crit chance. It's not even, I mean, and it's 72% crit chance. Like, a little bit unfortunate. What are we getting without it? 72 to 89, so we're gaining fucking... Wow, such power on the Riven. And yeah, you are skewing pretty heavily, but I've always said this weapon, I do struggle a little bit. Like, I need to kind of have it function still as a full auto in the situations where I don't have the alt fire charge. Like, most of the time it's pretty easy to get 5 kills, but there are always moments, chat. There are always moments that you won't be prepared for. So having a pretty strong full auto is still kind of nice. The stats are weird, but you know, I've 4 rerolls. You know, I might just keep it. All right, number 6 on the list was Trumna. Number 7 is Stahlta. Oof. That's a fun one. Yeah, it's weird to put it this low on the list. I think I had it much higher in previous rankings, but weird setup. Look at this. I have vile acceleration, and if my companion's dead, it's a 0.84 second charge time. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It still does a shit ton of damage. Look at the damage on the bullet and the AoE. Like, exactly 100% crit chance when you have point strike. This is nuts, man. This is insanely nuts. It's just an AoE that does a zillion damage. Obviously, the hunter munitions is not going to calculate prime cryo rounds and thermite rounds. But it is going to calculate just the shit ton of crit stats that you'll get. So, unfortunately, the crit stats are not as criminal as 151% crit damage. So that is putting me at a 12 times multiplier. So, you can kind of look at the stat spread. You're hoping for that juicy slash proc. You're hoping for that juicy blast proc. You know, the blast proc is just going to maximize your existing AoE. So, I've started to realize, like, you can get some fucking stupid numbers. You know, you get a good blast proc in there. I mean, it already is kind of a nuke. So, I also love doming people in the face with this thing. It does kind of do way too much fucking damage. So, very satisfying. Very easy to use. Very easy to use. So, classic at number 7, the Stahlta. Kind of annoying to get, but I don't know how annoying it is at this point. Kuva Kohm. Where are you? I'll just let you read it. Where is he? The Kohm. They'll allow it, chat. They'll allow it. Yeah, it's just a full auto shotgun with blast damage. I do have shotgun barrage in here. There's other... Let me look at the fire rate mods. Accelerated blast, magnetic strafe, 40% fire rate. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. 40% versus 90%. Oh, that does kind of suck. Yeah, vigilante fervor is 45%. Yeah, I do. Amalgam shotgun barrage. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Revive speed. That's fucking weird, man. Magnetic welt. Oh, interesting. Okay, chat. Repeater clip. No. Fire on reload, fire rate when aiming. Oh, what the fuck? No, I'm chilling. Shotgun barrage it is, but yeah, just spool up like crazy. And you, I mean, on a shotgun, bro, crit chance is so weird. And then this is just cold multi-shot. So multi-shot already functions very weird on this weapon. So I've thought about re-rolling this, but it's 73 re-rolls. So I guess I'll leave it. I'll leave it as it is. Yes, just God. I don't even know how to, like, another great example of a weapon where I'm like at a loss for words for like how to even explain how it works. Number 9 on the list, Fulmin Prime. All right, let's see. This guy's kooky. Similar setup. I would swap these mods around. I have the wrong polarities. That's why it looks like this. I would rather have Prime Cryo rounds. But yeah, you're looking at the shotgun. And that's kind of all you need to see is just like with primary crux, you can shoot more shotgun shots. It does a shit ton of damage. I don't know, dude. Once again, dude, you can just roll up. You feel like an absolute Chad. There's no better feeling, man. So, obviously got to talk about the Riven, but it's not anything special. This is a Riven disposition of 1, and it has been since Wisp Prime came out, so unfortunately getting fucked over, but I'll take a little bit of crit damage. Just giving me, you know, the most minuscule buff. I don't really care about the electric damage also. It's just fucking nuking everything and then blast procking everything. And then, yeah, you get a couple of slash procs, and then if you can get Galvanized Aptitude going with the slash procs, then that's it, man. Game over. I mean, you have the status chance purely for the blast, but also you can just shoot so many fucking shotgun shells. So, super gamer. Number 10 on the list is Cedo Prime. Absolute babe. Absolute sexy fucking yes queen. What else do you say, man? I'm glaive gang all day. Let's talk about without the Riven. The Riven is once again just cold crit damage. 45% crit damage. Look at that. Now that's a 1 disposition for you. Not even that. 44.5. Excuse me. Dude. In terms of actually just being a glaive spammer, this is like number 1. Obviously I think it's the AoE. The AoE will proc the 4 base status types using glaive in the big 24 like Damon. Spamming Cedo glaive is so goated. Like, saving your squad, giving them max stacks of viral, giving them max stacks of magnetic, and then giving them a bunch of what frame y'all goon to. Oh my god. But yeah, it's like whenever you, like, you'll have just like a random spread of innate status effects built into the weapon, so it's hard to describe. Like, you just have to watch it and see, and you'll cover the playing field in like every status effect, so it's very silly. And then of course it has gun condition overload, so we're adding more gun condition overload so that the bullet itself just also kind of taps. It is insanely low status chance and really high multi-shot, so you're not proccing a lot of status on each pellet, and whatever status, if it's a damaging status, it's not going to do very much damage. So it's kind of the double whammy in terms of like this like normal fire is essentially just a fucking tap and they die. It's like a sniper in a weird way. It's got none of the traits of a shotgun that I actually like, but you get a shit ton of gun condition overload, so you don't really care, because like it just does so much damage that that's its only purpose. It's just nuke everything. And so shotgun vendetta, which I'm mainly using for the glaive, I'm now also using so that I just have a bunch of pellets that scale off of gun condition overload, and then suddenly, yes, the pellets do a zillion damage. So congratulations, you figured it out. Number 11 on the list, Astilla Prime. You can see way higher on the list. This ribbon is crazy. I'll just show it real quick, but setup is a little bit different, but not too much different. You can see that like the AoE is actually like only a little bit shy on damage. And it does, so the AoE has the slash proc. But that means that the slash proc is not scaling off of gun condition overload. So this is a weapon that I did want to mention. So this is a projectile based weapon. Oh, I think the Fulmin Prime also had it. So the Fulmin Prime, I think, has multiplicative gun condition overload, which again, you know, when I talked about multiplicative crit chance from acuity, it's like listed as a bug. They've acknowledged it's a bug. They've acknowledged in the wiki that multiplicative gun condition overload on like projectile based weapons, you know, like we're talking Fulmin and you know, I guess Astilla would be another example for the bullet itself. Like that is not intended the way that, you know, it functions the same as longbow sharp shot is, I believe, how you would think about it. All right. Riven time. Holy shit. Holy shit, chat. That's a fucking crazy riven. You can see lowering the chance for slash, but I'm not really necessarily as worried about slash, just because like it is still, I'm essentially just using it as a fucking rifle. It's got a pretty decent fire rate, and so you're getting a bunch of heat procs and you're kind of just tapping everything for a zillion, so too easy. And yeah, I am using primary crux, so you'll still get plenty of slash procs from this. So, you know, a good example of a good choice for primary crux, because it's got a good magazine, it's got a short reload time, so you know, you can actually really maximize having more bullets in the chamber. Like you'll make great use of that. So good show for that. Next up on the list, number 12 on the list, my third most used weapon, Ignis Wraith. Ooh, I didn't put together a, I didn't. Oh, hang on one sec. Let me copy this build over. I guess I was messing with it a little too late. All right. So that's just a toxin mod. All right. So this is the only unique beam weapon I own. This is the only one that has viral, heat, and hunter munitions. It's a weird combo, but you can get some interesting damage. You know, sometimes I'm running around spamming Thrax with this. You have a Titania build that is really good for running missions fast. Damage plus speed, daily use. I think that would mainly be so her survivability comes from her second ability. Her survivability comes from her second ability, which you can like cast on a target, and then you can have 50% damage reduction and 50% dodge chance. So with that and the guns, the Dex Pixia have really good slash stats. So you can build like a status only, or you can do secondary enervate on Dex Pixia. So there's a couple fun setups that I've been thinking about, but this Riven is Toxin, crit chance, crit damage. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And it does mean that, I mean, you get a little bit more heat, but dude, what a weird weapon. Like, so OG, so ancient. It is a beam weapon, so I am actually using Merciless. I'm getting more damage on all the status effects. I don't need more status effects. So yeah, number 12 on the list, Ignis Wraith. So yeah, I think Dex Pixia has like really good innate slash stats, and I have been thinking that I might roll up with a little bit of fucking secondary enervate and just kind of, it's fun. Like, you just replace, sorry, I'm kind of waffling a little bit. You just replace, I think I have like a damage mod in there. I would just replace it with that. So this is number 13 on the list, Kuva Tonkor. Oh, that's an ancient build. Oh, I guess I would just replace this with heavy caliber. I don't know why it's giving me such grief right now. My whole computer is yelling at me, man. Anyway, I gotta make one more adjustment. But yeah, you're gonna see, like, I should scroll down here. Yeah, you can kind of just look at the stats and read them and weep, boys. Am I right? Tonkor with a 1 second reload, or it's like a 1.5 second reload. I just hope it's not longer than that. I'm gonna have to tab back over, but yeah, it's a 1.2 second reload with primary merciless. So you know, not the worst combo in the world, but it does mean that you have like a hard fire rate cap. You won't really get above a certain speed, so it sucks a little bit, but still kind of does a zillion damage. You know, it is just an AoE that I'm just leaving the blast on there. It's weird to have like slash and puncture. It's weird to even like have other status effects, but it just, God, it's a grenade launcher. What else do you say? It's a fucking sick ass grenade launcher. This is just damage, crit damage, so it's a very criminal choice. It's kind of maximizing very well. You know, I really just need one decent blast proc or slash proc to kind of do everything. So 9.2 crit multiplier, Jesus. I mean, as you go through the list, most of them become kind of, okay, you get the idea. Number 14 on the list, the Amprex. I guess is like my 5th most used. This Riven is so criminal. This is free blast, so I don't think I can actually have this same setup. Yeah, I just don't have the same ability, so I can't put corrosive on this, at least the way I have it built now. Like, I'm using Elementalist to buff the blast AoE and to also give me punch through so that it chains to more enemies. So insanely fucking weird. Great crowd clearer, but very strange. Next up on the, I mean, yeah, I kind of already showed off. Yeah, like the Riven allows me to fucking do corrosive blast, which is just like crazy, man. Is that valid? I currently have Gauss Prime and Protea Prime and MR Prime. I'm currently working towards Wiz Prime. Yeah, that's fine. Is that valid? God, you guys kill me. Congratulations, that's very cool. No, I love that. No, and that's the thing is, like, at a certain point you get to a certain MR and you're chilling, and you can get all the primes for like at whatever MR you want. Like, I don't think they're MR locked, so that's the route. Like, if you can start farming those primes early, that's the secret strat. So yeah, at MR5, yeah, I mean, you've unlocked the highest level bounty tier, so that's, you know, one of the main cutoffs in the game. So, you know, there's not like MR5 versus MR16. You know, it's more about how much time you have on your hands. Like, how willing are you to fucking level up a shit ton of weapons? Shout out Cash for following, appreciate it. Yeah, like MR grind is like a separate grind from like getting better. Like at a certain point, MR is, you know, it'll give you the certain upgrades that you need or the certain unlocks, but beyond that, yeah. Tier list, all in the trash, but you're really... No, it's just, I just titled it Warframe tier list because I wasn't sure how many letters or characters I had. But yeah, we're moving pretty quick. We're at 14 now. 15 on the list. Felarx. Had to put it on here. I think you could put Fenmore on here as well. I don't really use Fenmore much just because of I have attrition on there. So I primarily just use it on frames that don't have Arcane Avenger. So, you know, I still think it's a very strong weapon. I just didn't include it on the list because I end up using it in a weird way. So, yeah, in terms of like, what are we talking here? It's just a shotgun that does a zillion damage. About last night says, what's up? Welcome in. Also follows and drops some likes. Appreciate it. Yeah, but the Felarx build is fucking crazy, bro. You know, like you get primary crux, you get the upgrades, 50% ammo efficiency while aim gliding. You can also take this one. I like failed to keep it active out after a certain amount of time, but yeah, dude, it's so weird. Plus 10% crit chance, like 30% base crit chance on a shotgun with a multi-shot of 4. It's kind of crazy. So that's rule number 1. This one is mandatory. Magazine reloaded when holstered. So it has 6 shots in the mag, but this allows you to swap to your melee. Like you only have time for like 2 melee strikes. You can only swing your melee twice and then your gun's reloaded. So if you saw lock and load, and then this one's projectile speed. I didn't find that I needed recoil, and I actually don't want I'm not using accuracy in this case. So projectile speed, the GOAT, especially because it has infinite body punch through. So set up one more time. I was thinking, oh no, yeah, no, I got you. So, you know, you'll get like, bro, you'll get a zillion of blast procs. You get a zillion fucking blast procs. I wish the Incarnon mode was better. Absolutely love the looks of it. Yeah, true. Weapons only. Ones that matter is Prisma, Kata, Stug, and Myos. Myos is a pretty fun weapon. I like that weapon. Yeah, it's the best QR Evo for Felarx. Yep. Thoughts on mag capacity on Felarx? I use it for ease of use. Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that sucks about mag size is that it's still such a low magazine that like, I kind of had to rock. So I'm using lock and load in here, which is a fun combo where instead of 50%, I'm at 70%. So in the end, it's like a ratio of how like 1 point whatever seconds, you know, to fully reload your shotgun. So that's how I got around it, is I was able to just swap to my melee, do a couple hits, swap back if I need to reload. And then from there, I just need to actually maximize. So, you know, what I noticed is like, okay, I can, you know, instead of me dumping the mag instantly, you know, I'm dumping the mag over the course of like a minute or 2 minutes. And then, you know, I'll accidentally spend a round here or there, but generally like I'm okay with being able to swap pretty quickly. Yeah, the round reloading and the fact that it's like bugged. There's like a bug with like fire rate and shit like that where, I don't know, man. This is just vicious spread and blaze, which is kind of nice. This is intentionally making the gun less accurate, so that it sprays more, so that I can just kind of run it through crowds. I mean, if you're almost anything under 1 magazine, it's gold. Yeah, that's what I mean, is like when you nail it properly, you get pretty good at using the Felarx. This is a very fun weapon to use. So it's worth the practice. You know, you get used to the flow a little bit, but kind of a classic setup. Anyway, number 16 on the list, Quellor. So this is an interesting weapon. This is a weapon that I have been thinking I might redo a little bit. So currently for the setup that you guys are going to be looking at, it is galvanized aptitude, it is gun condition overload. So, you know, it's just a bullet that is giant, so it hits everything. And it has a guaranteed impact proc. So you're using internal bleeding, you're still, you know, well below the fire rate threshold that you need to be at. So 70% chance for a slash proc, essentially. And then you get your multi-shot in there to help you out. So just a little bit of fire rate, and yeah, it's just a fucking... it's the Stropfa, that's what I called it. The Stropfa, but as a rifle. So has the similar like alt fire charge mechanic where you know, you spend more ammo. Like each shot spends like 20-40 ammo or something. What the hell is galvanized? So galvanized aptitude is gun. It's condition overload on your gun, but it's only direct damage. So like this guy, where it's all direct damage because it's just a giant fucking bullet. Yeah, it does a zillion damage. Dude, I've been MR farming, but I have no slots, so I just have like 50 weapons in the foundry. Oh my god, and you have to craft them and then delete them as soon as you... I feel that. I sold the god roll of it a few weeks ago. That's sick that I opened. No, you could probably get some good money on this because it's a very strong weapon. And, you know, people love, like, guaranteed impact procs because you can do the internal bleeding combo so you can get a zillion damage. They're Mazda scale from kills, yeah. How do you get them to... Oh, yeah. No, you get them from arbitration. So you have to complete every node on the star chart. And then you do these missions called arbitrations and you have to not die so your teammates don't hate you. But we won't get into that. Anyway, let's talk about the Riven. So currently I have heavy caliber. It does technically make it makes the bullet less accurate, so you could say it hits more enemies. I think this should be swapped for galvanized aptitude. Obviously, I have to make the Forma investment, so I don't think it'll struggle that much. Obviously, we won't be able to test number 16 on the list. So, number 17 on the list, Kuva Chakkhurr, my number 1 most used weapon in the game. I have to go to config D, and here we go. Yeah, it's almost the same setup as Tenet Ferrox. Shout out Lower Stuff 878 for following on Twitch. But dude, I mean, we're almost done here. We're almost ready to play Warframe, but very similar setup where it's just a bullet that does a zillion damage, and then you have blast damage and hunting munitions on there. So, very good weight towards blast. It's a 34% valence, so it does not really matter. You're getting prime cryo rounds. It's only buffing the damage of the bullet. It's not actually buffing the blast AoE, but I'm telling you, man, you start to love this setup a little too much. Interesting, yeah. There are mods that are pretty much a requirement before going to Steel. Yeah, exactly. Quellor is strong now, yeah. Quellor has always been strong. I mean, it's always had the guaranteed impact proc. So it's like it's been strong since internal bleeding came out, I guess is what I would say. It was okay when I last used it, yeah. Internal bleeding kind of makes that shit. So that was number 17 on the list. Oh, did I show off the Riven? No, I didn't show off the Riven. The Riven is crit chance damage. It's 114% crit chance. Negative projectile speed is funny, but doesn't make me suffer. It gets me over 200% crit chance, though. That's it. Over 200. So, in terms of my crit buffs adding on top of that, that's super maxed out. I need to complete Demos. Oh, yeah. Dude, you gotta do all the quests. It takes fucking forever. Shout out Drench, dropping some likes. I see it. Shout out Corpsey for helping out. You know, I try to read the chat. I moved my monitor closer, so it's a little bit easier for me to read the chat. But yeah, I gotta move on. Number 17 on the list is Kuva Chakkhurr. Number 18, Tenet Envoy. You know, it kind of feels weird to put it this low in the list, but you know, I have noticed kind of a difference in power. Like even with this Riven, you know, you're not getting the most damage out of it. Yeah, you can see I have a strange setup on it right now. There's not really... Obviously, you could put in a faction damage mod. You know, if you're seeing like a damage mod, you could put in faction damage. But I'm kind of running out of shit to put on this weapon. I mean, obviously, I'm just only proccing blast damage. Like, you could actually put in multi-shot in this case, but yeah, I have Rifle Elementalist in here, so you know, it's a weird setup. But you can see that just because it has built-in heat, and then you just I can't even show it. It'll always have blast damage. It'll always have blast damage. Quests, yikes, yeah. You got to do all the quests after the new war. Right on my sharing info. Yep. I miss quests. I'm long for one. Yeah, dude. It was so nice to do speedrunning the new war, to like revisit all those quests. I loved seeing the operator. I loved that I could actually I could record my like live reaction, like maybe 5 years later or something, of like seeing the operator quests all over again. So Tenet Envoy, still a classic, dude. Still a lot of fun. But yeah, it's just an AoE that does a zillion damage. So this is damage multi-shot, so a little bit crazy, but you know, it's got some good crit damage stats. It's got some good crit chance stats. So I don't think it's the worst weapon in the world. It does have a really good ammo capacity. It's very easy to spam. That's kind of nice. You can't zoom in, which does suck, but yeah. Dude, I hope they make another quest or something where the operator drifter is more important than the warframe. Yes, yes. Fully agree. I want to see more of that. Like, you know, the warframe, the warframe arc has passed. We're in the drifter / operator era. I guess it's all drifter all the time. Like, the drifter is the homie now. Where the drifter is in Holvania. Like, the drifter is the one that's kissing all the Hex members. I'm drifter gang. I don't know about you guys. I haven't used my operator. I haven't used the child form in so long. Whenever I see him, I'm like, ew, a child. Oh, disgusting. Anyway, Dera Incarnon, number 19 on the list. Doing pretty good. 805. Still, like, kind of on course. On status effect plus fire rate. This is basically mandatory. This shit is slow as fuck. On kill, I'm not using the normal form of this. The Incarnon form actually kind of does a zillion damage. I still use operator because I just never fashioned my drifter. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, am I saying that I'm calling this guy gross? It's like, oh no, chat. But it's like I've used the drifter for so long and I've done so much Deviri that I love my drifter fashion. I just love how they look with the Zephyr Deluxe. This is just more mag capacity. I don't really care about the other ones. Projectile speed, like you'll have to just, it's just a fucking full auto basically, man. This is crit chance, crit damage. This one is mandatory. You have to take this one. A status chance, whatever. I could give a fuck. You got to take crit chance, crit damage. And then of course the stats. I do have gun condition overload on this build, but I don't have it on my other build. You can see the stats of the other build. I'll show you the Riven in a second. All right. Build's going crazy well. Well done. Yeah. I must still be a baby 10. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I got my first 10 weapon the other day. The Arca Plasmor with Magnetic. Had to use Mesa. Yeah, I feel that. That's goated. The Tenet Arca Plasmor. I did put that. That was like top 10 primary weapons. That's a very strong weapon. Takes a while to understand everything, but once you do, yeah. Holvania, that one planet. Oh, no, that's way different. You think, oh my god. You unlock it by doing quests. I can't make a good fashion for. Oh, I feel it. Hey, mister, do you have a Smita Kavat imprint? Fuck no. Modless can beat the whole game, I swear. Octavia Modless. Fuck no, I don't have a Smita imprint. There's a lot of shit in this game that I got one of and I never got any more. But you can see the Riven. Crit chance, crit damage, negative status duration. I had to just keep it because it's getting me to fucking 240% crit chance with a 17 times multiplier. So, like, you know, I'm just doming people in the face for a zillion damage. I do think, what if you lose this? 15 times crit multiplier? I think it's probably safer to go with gun condition overload. Like, I can sacrifice 2 times crit multiplier and retain and still have gun condition overload because that shit is, like, so valuable. And, you know, with Crux, it means that you're not keeping, like, and the Riven, you're not keeping the status for very long, but, you know, you just need a couple good shots, and then gun condition overload is going to max you out like crazy. So in terms of, like, I'm already maxed out on crit damage and crit chance, then I can get some of those. And final one, a weapon that is bugged, and I will never show up in the usage list. This is, of course, the Tombfinger primary Kitgun. Number 20 on the list. The 40th strongest primary in the game. Purely putting it on here because you can get it at Fortuna. There's also some Demos kit guns that are very good, but this is my baby. I spammed a lot of Necromex with this setup. Just kind of an AoE. It does way less damage than some other AoEs out there. It's got a charge time of 0.8, so it's got the same charge time as the Stahlta, but it does way less damage. It does have infinite ammo with Pax Charge, so pretty nice. But yeah, you can see that it's got more of the early game vibes. But dude, in terms of like an AoE that I think can carry through a lot of content. Is it cool to add you, my dog? Yep. I got my username above my head. You can send me a friend request. There's a lot of plat you got. Want to buy some fish? Fuck yeah, I want to buy some fish. I want to buy every fish you got. And because she's not popular, she's never been nerfed. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, people don't really. Yeah, I love Octavia. 1,300 likes. Holy shit! Thank you guys on TikTok. But that is number 20 on. That is number 40 on the list. It's 8:10. Chat. We are playing Warframe. An hour and 10 minutes into the stream. Of course, we do these tier lists once a week, every Monday. So next Monday we'll be doing S tier secondary weapons. I'm very excited for that one. We are going to be spamming dread only all the time. And yeah, I have to see. So we got to look and see. I don't think I'm going to get lucky in terms of Omnias. A 135 conjunction, no. For how long? For 25 minutes? I guess we'll see. We might do it. It's a little too low level to test it properly. But yeah, I'm really just here to talk about the weapon. I'm here to just be like, okay, let's break down how it works. I'll sell you some fish, bro. I need them weapon slots. Can I not? No, I'm not an affiliate on Twitch. People don't watch me enough on Twitch that I can actually become affiliate yet. I've been a YouTube streamer for long enough that like my audience will primarily always be on YouTube. But yeah, I appreciate. What I tell people is like the best way you can support me right now is just like going and watching me on Twitch, and like if I'm live, just going to Twitch and watching, because it gets the viewership up, and then I can hit affiliate, and then I can do that. So shout out It's Kyoy for following on Twitch. Oh, thank you. Yo, what's up, man? Thank you. Yeah, I try to I put my username there so you can just, it's the same on all the important platforms. I've realized that like if I do an Instagram page, the Instagram would just be like sending you to my YouTube page. Like it would just be a promotion thing. So my actual Instagram I had to private a long time ago. So you know, I'll have like Amar J Joshi clips where we just upload, you know, clips of the stream. I've been thinking about trying to grow that a little bit. Yeah, but you're seeing like this is Dread Incarnon, obviously with a crit chance ribbon, so you're getting like tier 4 crits pretty regularly. If you see an exclamation point, that's a tier 4 crit. Do we have Pazul's assassin? What do we have going on right here? Did I miss something? 2,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you. Or I think that was my audio alert just playing again. So we love that. But yeah, this is just split flights in action. Like, you know, any bow, bro. You know, Evan's song. You can put this shit on Evan's song, bro. I'm Too Faded. Shout out I'm Too Faded for following on Twitch. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, bro. Oh, I should mention it while we actually play the game, but I saw that my boy Thacker has retired from Warframe, so I'm like, hey man, somebody's got to take his slot. Somebody fucking weird's got to take his slot. So if you wanna, if you wanna watch Warframe, if you wanna watch a dude who actually loves Warframe, like, okay, I gotta say it. I actually love Z Scripture or Scripture, however you say it. I love his clips. I think he does a great job with that stuff. But when he talks about Warframe and he's like, the only reason I play Warframe is because I'm a content creator, I'm like, bro, that makes me so sad. I actually love playing Warframe, and I will always love playing, and I will always play Warframe with you guys. That's why I play the randomizer, so that I can log in like 90% of the days in a year and just spam. Oh wait, what am I missing? Hey, yeah, I saw he was on Destiny. I was like, what? Yeah, no, that's that. I saw that and I was like, hey man, you're going from one to the other. You're going from I don't know how to. You're going from donuts to ice cream, I guess is the way that I would put it. Hey, when you do also make sure to sub, bro. Thank you, I appreciate it. Bro went to Destiny, yeah. I know, I couldn't condone it, man. I could not condone it. All right, chat. I've played Warframe for a long time for a reason. Want a good easy Gauss Prime build? Dude, I love a good Gauss Prime build. Not gonna lie. I do the same, haha, but I'm on Warframe more than Destiny, TBA. No, the people that grind both, that's crazy. Who do you play? Oh, and do like Sevagoth Prime, something like that. I'm trying to keep up. Yeah, bro. Shout out Drench. Shout out Corpsey in the TikTok chat. I'm struggling to keep up. I've got both chats going, so I've got 3 different chats that are going. So it's kind of nice. I mean, I will say, I enjoy just chilling out. You know what I mean? It's pretty classic. I guess you you just, you know, the modes become so similar at a certain point. Like, I've always loved Elite Archimedia just because, like, bro, oh my god, I gotta say it though. I did my Elite Archimedias on Sunday, and bro, I got this Excalibur. This guy could not stay alive for fucking 30 seconds at a time. I was just like blown away. I was like, damn, I guess this is a pretty hard mode. He was like, oh, I got fucked on my rolls. Only Excalibur and Miter. And I was like, what? What did you just say? And then I typed, I was like, no Miter Incarnon, huh? I was like, bro, I mean, you guys know where I rank that shit. I'll try to finish the quest to get RB, some of the missions, and then Archon Shard. Yeah. Archon Shards are so nice. Like, Archon Shards are like, they function very similar for me for like Rivens for weapons. Well, they're like serve a utility in terms of like mod choices and things like that. So I have a lot of fun. But bro, the Dread, and I love that you're invisible while you have the buff active, so you just know when it's active. But in terms of like, dude, this is like the easiest. This is like the easiest time I've ever had. This is so fucking chill. Oh, we get violence. This is gamer. I want to see if we can pop some. Yeah, look at those fire. Look at the fire in the slash proc. Oh my fucking god. That's so worth it. It's generally pretty rare that I can land like a damage over time effect on an enemy that actually, you know, is specifically on an acolyte that actually does like a zillion damage. So that was so worth it. Fucking violence can rot. Violence can rot. I just ignore the penalties of Elite Program Media. Just take Valkyrie. Yep, I feel it. No, in the end, I'm very thankful that I can actually just choose. Generally, I can choose all of the random gear and, you know, like still get all the upgrade, like still get all the rewards, and I'm fine. And it's just kind of like, you know, I don't like, as long as I don't get like fucking limbo, it's like I guess I'll have other choices besides that. But generally, I'm very thankful that like, okay, my builds are pretty goated, and even when you get like lethargic shields and shit, you're still pretty chilling. Like, lethargic shields has become a very scary one. I think a lot of chatters can relate to that. That if you're pooping your pants for any of the Elite Archimedia personal modifiers, it's like that one and like fucking powerless. I did the opposite. My boy Limbo needs some help. Yeah, not gonna lie, I do the same. Yeah, dude. I do think that Limbo needs to be brought to the caveman level. Limbo needs to be brought to the masses and simplified in a way. Like, I don't know exactly what. I feel like they would have to just remove the rift entirely. Like, Limbo can be in the rift or something. Like, I don't know how they would do it. That like you would still keep the. But I feel like people have explained to me how to use the rift torrent buff on Limbo. Limbo, not even the Prime, is to this day my most played frame. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I think like I like the bubble build. I do think that's a very, just like having a max range bubble. 3,700 likes on TikTok. Holy shit. Appreciate you guys. That's Corpsey and Drench. You guys are like spamming it. And I think it's been toasty too. It's hard to keep up. Chat, I'm going to farm Citrine. Wish me luck. Oh, fuck, bro. Lower stuff. Oh, that's sick. It's Kyoi. Look at this, dude. Look how easy they make it for me. This is what I want to see. Assassin. Ooh, Drench followed. Shout out Drench. Yeah, Drench, you got to join the Discord as well. I've got a Discord link in my profile. So if you click on my face and then click on it again, the top link is my profile. Or the top link is the Discord. You could join the Discord, meet everybody. I'll help you out. And yeah, I think I had to like go into somebody's stream, or I was just watching somebody's stream recently, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually remember how to get to their profile. So I think it'll like drop the stream away, but I think that's how you get to my profile. All right, Boltor and Incarnon. Build has been shown. Let's test. Eleanor is going to yap at me, and unfortunately I got to ignore her. All right, more Ember Prime blueprints. 4,000 likes on TikTok. Holy shit. Unfamiliar language. You get an Incarnon adapter. Just Paris in general.
Your enemies have grown fierce.
Unfamiliar language. That's fucking awesome. Wait, what did you just say? What the fuck is an Incarnon adapter? That's what Warframe is all about, bro. That's what you're here for. You're like, wow, I thought I was far in Warframe. All right, chat, let's see it. Let's fucking spam it. I can handle it, man. This is number 22 for a reason. This guy's the GOAT. In terms of like easy to charge, does a zillion damage, full auto shotgun with a shit ton of crit chance. Just the GOAT. Just maximum power. So simple. And yeah, you get plenty of blast procs, dude. It's got the infinite body punch through too. You gotta just roll up, man. I'm telling you, a good like a kooky, strange, fucking super strong weapon like this, nothing makes you look more like a Warframe Giga Chad than like weapons like you roll up with like the fucking Kuva Kohm, and you're just like running around, just going like this, just shooting enemies in the like. It's just so fucking brainless. It taps into the caveman, for real. It taps into the caveman. I thought it was complete the star chart and level up your gear MR. It's an upgrade that changes how the weapon functions. Yup. Yeah, it's hard to like. Where do you begin? Yeah, it's in Deviri. You unlock the Steel Path. You unlock the Zeraman. You learn about Incarnons through like the Fenmore and the Felarx and the Latum and shit, and like the Praetos, and then you get thrown into the world of the weekly Incarnon reset, and we get people in chat that are like, what's in the Incarnon reset this week? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm so thankful that I farmed all of that shit eons ago and never have to think about it again. But for all the people getting into it, every single time you get those Incarnons, that's what you're there for. Way too easy, man. I'm telling you, I can kind of just like with most of these like these like top 40, so the pistol, it's crazy. So it's interesting to talk about the math. Boltor Prime melting like that. Yeah, this is Boltor Incarnon. So I convert it to so you see this like blue bar, that's the Incarnon form. So I'm expending these charges, and then if I expend it, then I have to get a bunch of headshots to charge it back up again, and then I can use it again. And when I get that little blue pip, then it's fully charged, and then I swap into Incarnon. And then it becomes a full auto shotgun with 100% crit chance. With pretty low multi-shot, which means that like each individual pellet is doing a zillion damage. So when you're adding in the crit and the blast is giving you that 5-meter AoE that's scaling off of gun condition overload and all of my crit stats. And it's just turning it into like Nuke Fest 2025.
Welcome to Nuke Fest 2025, Seattle, Washington.
It's like fucking, and you'll see it with Kuva Kohm as well. It's a very similar setup, but you won't see it with Kuva Kohm is number 8 on the list, so I don't think I'll have time for it. But brainless as fuck, dude.
Welcome, yeah. This Sunday.
Oh god, I mean, you might hear me cough. If I do that too much, you might hear me cough. Do you have Warframe Companion? I think I do. I think I also have Aleka Frame. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I downloaded it just to make sure that I owned every weapon and I was correct. Bursten is my fave. Yup. Bursten Incarnon, the GOAT. 600 rounds, full automatic. Yup. Like, dude, the Bursten Incarnon is like one of the fastest. It's like a laser accurate full auto with like some of the highest per bullet damage in the game. Like, each individual time you're dealing damage with that gun. Can I kill Mania before he activates? Yes, I can. Like, each individual damage tick of that gun, which is taking advantage of multi-shot, is doing like so much fucking damage. It's absurd. I'm just thinking of buying this Cyber. Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, 600 rounds, yeah. This guy is like, what, 150 or something? It's still pretty good, but you can kind of see, like, definitely a different vibe, but, bro, I love the fucking spammability of this shit. Oh, chat, I also have to say, I have been spamming Soulframe like crazy. I've unlocked all the Ancestors, I think. I just got the last one. I'm crafting all the different packs. I have I'm working on some of the weapons. I don't have all the different weapon types. I'm currently leveling up the bow, and then I have to go back through with some other weapons. So I was really excited. I crafted up an extra weapon of like the starter gear just to like have the best version of it, but I don't think I'm gonna level it up because I'm working towards some other stuff. But yeah, currently what I'm grinding for is like all of the different weapon parts. Dude, I signed up for the playtest thing and I still haven't gotten in. Well, lower stuff. What I will say, the reason that I got in is because of a very kind TikTok viewer named Shadevez, who goes by Father Elric in the Discord, who gifted me not one but 2 codes. So what I was thinking is I was gonna do a Warframe stream, or excuse me, I was gonna do a Soulframe stream, and I was gonna give away one of those codes on the Soulframe stream. So right now what I'm thinking about is we have the raffle that also happens once a month. So what my plan was is that we would have 2 winners for the raffle, because obviously my birthday is April 2nd. And then there would also be a separate 3rd winner who wins a Soulframe code, who wins the 2nd Soulframe code. So there is one available, and I thought I would do that as like a big celebration of the Soulframe, because what I'm working towards is I'm working towards being able to stream Soulframe on the couch. So I am going on vacation next week. So I will be live on Monday and Tuesday of next week, and then I won't be live on Wednesday, and then I'll be back on Thursday and Friday. But currently what it looks like is Soulframe is the only Souls-like that I can stream on my laptop. Excuse me. I can stream on my laptop and also record on my laptop. So, you know, I appreciate it. 6,000 likes on TikTok. I missed that. Holy shit, you guys. I'm missing the follows. Did I miss somebody following? Actor. Most underrated Warframe in your opinion? There you go, 4K likes. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Underrated Warframe. God. I feel like it's got to be Ureli. I mean, I would probably choose a newer frame. Or maybe Kohm. I think Kohm is pretty goated as well. Oberon, great choice as well. Oberon. Yeah, you know, the rework. The cries for rework for Oberon are just crazy. So you conquer yourself. I feel it, dude, but I still kind of love my Oberon setup. I still have a lot of fun with it. They're like his fan club. Acolytes, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to corpsey. I appreciate it. You're blowing it up. Thank you. I'm trying to keep up. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, chat, I've thought about replaying all the Fables at some point, but I have already farmed like a bunch of shit in that game. I'm like max smithing level. I already played that game so fucking... I already just burned through. That's so much fun. It really is like a lot. It's, you know, and from the guy who plays a shit ton of Souls-like. I like helping. Yeah, no, I appreciate having you here. You know, I'm trying to keep up with chat. I'm trying to keep up with you guys' conversation. So, Kuva Sobek. Oh, I already showed off the build. What am I doing here? 828. We're doing pretty good. Number 3 on the list. So, still chilling. What am I doing looking at the build? Sorry, chat. I'm getting a little bit distracted. Ooh, we still got time for this. Yep, sweet. Okay, keep burning. And then I know I've got some more. So, yeah. See, having Corpsey in the chat. That's a lucky game. That's some information drops right there. That's some bombs. So I appreciate it. And yeah, I appreciate everybody who's enjoying it on Twitch. You know, you get the full experience. I mean, I am running at 1080p on TikTok, so that is the thing, bro. I just could not do the TikTok live studio. I had to put it through Streamlabs, and it did end up being a much better decision. So yeah, I've got the setup going. So can I get you to run Limbo for the one time? Fuck no, dude. I would, yeah, if it was like be forced to play Limbo for the rest of your life, or like cut off your pinky, I'd be like, sorry little guy. Sorry, I hate to do it to you. Like that's an easy choice for me. I got 60% on the fucking reload. Oh, that's so depressing. That's a completely failed. There's 225. Okay. That's a little bit better. Let's try and tap. Let's try and tap a little bit better. I'm feeling the 106 occasionally. Oh my god. It's like I blast proc them. And it like lags the fuck out of the game. Maybe the spawns as well, but I'm loving those blast procs. I'm loving that shit. You land a couple good ones. You like kill the guy next to him, and the guy you're shooting is still alive. Oh, it's so fucking corny, dude. Oh my god, man. Whew. Oh, it's making me laugh. It's so goofy. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. The emote's actually showing up properly. Like, this is why I'm a blast stan. Like, people can say what they want and they're 100% correct every single time. I am a blast stan. I do use it on fucking everything, and I love it every single time. I can't get enough of it every single time. Oh, dude. Just too easy. And honestly, bro, so much of it at this point has just been like, dude, you start to get enough of a variety where you're like, oh, the Boltor Incarnon and the Kuva Sobek are a lot more Incarnon, they're a lot more in common than you think. In common and Incarnon, I never thought. But yeah, I love shotguns now. I'm a shotgun stan. I love Godfa and like Tenet flux rifle. Excuse me for that, but I'm gonna pause and get some water before the next round. But still doing pretty good. Blast Falcor is awesome. Yup, Blast Falcor, the goated setup. I'm telling you, man. Melee influence on fucking Zorus and Falcor is just criminal. It's evil. It's downright disgusting. Shout out Jeremy G. Using a Riven for Sobek. Yup, absolutely. But yeah, that's what I mean, man. Is I'm using a Riven. I'm not getting any Warframe buffs, so you can kind of trade it off and lose the Riven and gain the Warframe buffs. And that's what I've said is like most people maximizing pretty easily with basically any Warframe. I can't really think of a single Warframe that doesn't have the ability to maximize a weapon like this in any specific way. Like generally you've got a lot of commonality across like what Warframes will give you access to, and you know there are some frames that are just straight up caster where you know maybe you're not really applying a lot of weapon buffs, but in general, like dude, I have so much fun with the kit. I can kind of spam it too easily. Look at this, dude. Kind of a joke, kind of a little bit silly, but I don't know, man. I have a lot of fun with it. Alright, chilling. Looking good. Whew, dude. It's weird. Like, with the S tier list, I did go in and test a bunch of stuff and like make sure, you know, I wanted to put specific rankings where they were for specific reasons. But when I was going through A tier, I was like, I know these fucking weapons. These weapons are like my babies. Also, where's this dude that needs to get murdered? Yeah, that fucking guy needs to die. Like a lot of, you know, if I'll show off Gorgon Incarnon, that's up next. Like these weapons are kooky, fucking weird. You know, I'm sad that I won't get to show off Dera Incarnon, but that weapon is so much fun. And yeah, the Riven for it is just super criminal. So kind of just the goated setup, but yeah, I love that, you know, you can choose like 5 different weapons in this game, you know, whether they're like the top 10 strongest or whatever you want to say, and you can span such a wide variety of weird fucking playstyles. And I mean weird in the best way possible, where like you could put together 5 different builds that are so fucking weird. Gorgon Incarnon I love too. Yup. I want to see more. That's an underrated Incarnon. I feel like people don't give that Incarnon enough love. Like that shit, that fire proc does like a zillion damage, man. So I love it. I just have all fire damage. That's it. Just get Hunter munitions in there. I was like, I love an AOE that just slaps shit for way too much damage. You know, that's why we love the Stahlta as well. You know, you kind of have to. Like the stats that they give you with fucking Point Strike. Can I get your Gorgon Incarnon build? Mine suck. Yup, absolutely. We can roll deep. We'll snag some water. Fuck, dude. I mean, I'm loving it. So the Gorgon Incarnon is a similar setup to the Latron Incarnon for me, actually. Where I'm just really taking advantage of the innate fire damage. And then I'm just making it deal a shit ton of damage. And then, you know, you get a fat fucking fire proc. Where's my boy? You get a fat fucking fire proc. Oh, my guy is still dead. That's so cringe, dude. So embarrassing. And my little homie is not even shooting me right now. Alright. Sorry, a little embarrassing showing, but let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get cruising. Or as I need a hawk too. Latron, bro. Oh my, I mean, you kind of feel it though. You spit and that shit bounces, dude. That shit has motion. Fuck, bro. Oh my god, man. Yeah, that's a goofy fucking weapon. And yeah, Gorgon is like the lens where it like embeds in the ground and then explodes. So it's definitely like got lower usability as well. All right. I mean, dude, I love, like, it's kind of nice for me to think that I'm probably going to be doing tier lists for like the next fucking 3 months. No, maybe not. Maybe like 2 months or something. Definitely into April. Has a soak trunk skin and it looks that white liquid. Oh my god, that's foul. That's disgusting. Alright, real quick. Gorgon Incarnon. On shield break, base damage by +8. This is channel ability, plus it's giving you punch through and accuracy, fucking useless. Negative recoil is essentially mandatory to charge the Incarnon. These other ones don't really care. Increased base magazine capacity, yeah, what the fuck, bro. And finally, crit chance. Base crit chance by +6. Not a crazy buff. Come over to the stats. Not the Riven stats, the normal stats. You could swap thermite rounds. What I put, I left in thermite rounds. So, you know, we're just getting a bunch of heat status. So you got a multi-shot of, you'll get your base multi-shot, and then you got a 50% chance for a heat status on the AoE. So, you know, the AoE does a lot of damage. You can kind of tap people with the bullet, does a lot of damage. But yeah, that's mainly it. Just a shit ton of damage to buff Hunter Munitions and also the fire proc. So kind of just trying to slap them for as much damage as you can. This is crit chance multi-shot, so a little bit crazy. Okay, it's pretty normal, yeah, I think. Yeah, it's just an AoE that just fucking does a zillion fire damage. And then also has Hunter Munition, so it is satisfying. Too bad Incarnate doesn't use skins. Yeah, true. No, I feel that. Ooh, look how they treat me, bro. Oh my god. Number 4 on the list, Gorgon Incarnon. Look how they fucking treat me. Oh, I've got 2 of those. This is actually easier to see. I thought I had a bunch of Wisp. That's weird. I thought I had other... Yeah, there you go. S5. That's for Glaive Prime Disc and Frost Prime System. So we're going for 2 silvers. That's it. Alright, chat. I gotta keep you tab, bro, while I work. Shout out Kyoy. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is what it's here for, bro.
Underestimate them.
Getting to spam Gorgon Incarnon, so worth it. Kind of fun that I get to lay out the list as it is and show this off. Should we dome him? Come on, man. Dome this fucker. Send him to hell.
The Orican Neural Sentry is
how many radius is that? Shout out Drop Goba. This is nothing, bro. I used to have Radiant stacks that had like 18 in them. I used to have like, there might have been like 20 plus on like certain Radiant stacks. I've finally reduced it. Now it's into the singles. Every stack only has a single Radiant. This is nothing, dude. I'm at a fraction of my power. You know what I do? The only time I ever care about how many Radiants I have is when I have a max Void Traces of 1800 because I'm at max, obviously. What would be a good Latum build? So the Latum, the final modifier, there's like one called Devouring Attrition, where it's like, as long as you have you need to have, it's like if a bullet is neither a crit or a status effect, you get like a bunch of damage and it lasts for 10 seconds and there's 3 stacks. So that's how I build it. So it's basically just viral and heat, and then it's also secondary encumber. So it's just like a full auto that has insane amount of status, and you're proccing a bunch of heat procs that do a zillion damage. So you know, viral heat is such a crazy combo on pistols. I love it. It's a delayed explosion. Yeah. And you can line up like 5, bro. I love laying down a couple orbs. The orb is so satisfying. Like, dude, I've said it before, but my Warframe concept, just give me an arc gun Warframe. But I had this idea that it would be like a lich. Like you would kill corrupted Vor in the void, and then you would get like the fucking Orokin lich bounty hunter. You'd get like a bounty hunter on your ass, and he would have this arc gun, and it would be basically this, but it would be like a 10-meter radius. And so he would just shoot the ground with this big fucking dangerous orb, and then yeah, if you get hit by it, it's like a fire proc that just like eats away at your entire existence. I thought that would be so sick. And then like, you know, abilities would just be built around that. I feel like that would just be, I want that, you know, like if the Stahlta was like the Stahlta has like a 0.2 second embed delay or something. Exclamation point lurk. I don't think I have any commands set up on Twitch. I have nothing. Secondary acuity, all crit with Deadhead and the Evo. That gives damage buff on not crits. Oh my god. God, that's the maxed out combo. I don't know, man. I can't do acuity mods. I'm too garbage. I'm like, I feel like you could show them off pretty well, but every time I've taken acuity mods into actual gameplay, I'm too shit. I'm way too garbage. But yeah, I love you are stacking like a bunch of damage mods on top of each other, but it's this weird combo where I can have Arcane Avenger and it still gives me a good enough, like I'll get like what, 55% crit chance or something, and then it's just like, yeah, it just does a shit ton of damage. I should have taken a picture. I only copied like half the Gorgon build. That's fine, I can show it off. But yes, you should have taken a picture. It's just like, okay, Amar, you really didn't have to say that. Oh, chat, we're slowing down apparently. We're not showing off the weapon good enough. I'm not getting enough crowds to really give this weapon its due satisfaction and its flower. So you gotta let the enemies bunch up a little bit. All right, there you go, chat. Be more inclined to dump the gun because it is very easy to charge. That's what I've said. Like, certain guns are just so simple, and with the accessibility rework, like Incarnons are so easy to charge, bro. I was one hitting Devilis. It was after. Use Zada's Whisper. It can neither proc crits or status. That's crazy. So that's what I mean. Where like, yeah, on certain setups, like if you're using Zada's Whisper, then that's fucking nuts. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't really always have access to Zada's. That's always the unfortunate thing, is like, generally I have to just kind of build it as it is. But I gotta say, like, secondary encumber just on with a shit ton of fire damage will always be such a classic setup for me. I fucking love that shit. And you just get so much damage, obviously from the Incarnon, but also just from the gun condition overload as well. Look at this. Look at it just tapping this guy for a zillion. This is nuts, man. I have to look. Oh no, I think my Latum setup is. No, I think it's the goat. I need help with my weapon mods. Yeah. What do you need help with? Hey, chilling. 5 minutes. I was in a mission. Oh yeah, I got you. Well, unfortunate. Oh, you hate to see it. That's fine. I can share that with you. All right, chat. Ooh, look at that. Frost Prime systems. Pretty lucky. Good to see. I love it. Lex with Outburst is my shit too. Oh my god, that's crazy, dude. That's the gamer setup of all time. I have one Encumber Arcane. Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
I fear we are seeing the consequences.
No, I feel that. Encumber is a bitch to grind, but it is super powerful. Oh, unfortunate. Did you see the laser? That laser was like locked onto me. I was doomed. Doomed from the very beginning. Fuck. Alright, chillin'. Alright, we should just try and dome this dude. We'll just kind of hit him for a zillion. Alright, safe. They're cooked. They both die? Ooh, safe. He's dead. Oh, and then he already revived himself. Fucking cringe. Alright. That's fine. We've got some Thrax to deal with. Okay, dome him a couple times. What is that? 23 fire procs? Alright, chat. Ready to go? Look at this. Where'd he go? Alright, out of here, and we're chilling. Alright. Number 4 on the list, Gorgon and Incarnon. With my Fulmin, I don't know what to put on it. Oh, yeah, I can definitely show it off. So my setup, I mean, it's mostly just crit chance. I mean, the build is pretty reliant on blast and primary crux, which is kind of important, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like the bullet, like the shotgun form, the bullet just does a zillion damage, and it has infinite body punch through, so it's very powerful. Very easy to use, but yeah, I have Fulmin Prime, so it's got better base stats, so that is pretty important. Jesus. Pretty important.
A valuable lesson.
I'll be ready this time. Yup, appreciate it. All right. All right. Let's do it. I'm ready for it. Yeah, I'm glad that I can show off Tenet Ferrox. I'll definitely have time for Ferrox. We'll have time for Trumna as well. I'm looking pretty good. One more time. Okay, so this is base crit chance. I mean, these ones are pretty easy. The upgrades I always find to be pretty simple choices. Recoil, basically mandatory. And this is on shield break, base damage increase by 8 for 8 seconds. Okay. And then you've got crit chance multi-shot on the Riven, but I don't want to show that. I want to show this guy. I have been thinking about swapping some other stuff, but currently it's, yeah, just a 50% chance for a heat proc on the AoE of the Incarnon, and then it just does a shit ton of damage, so that's kind of it. I'm trying to just slap it for everything it's worth and maximize those AoEs, and yeah, it is a super fun weapon to use. Just, you know, obviously there are way crazier Incarnons out there, but let's talk about Tenet Ferrox. Number 5 on the list. Yup, the GOAT. I mean, you'll just have to see it. I'm hoping that I can play it pretty well, because it is kind of a rhythm that you get into. Where's this guy? Alright, perfect. Alright, let's do it. Whew. But yeah, I mean, most of this stuff I find pretty easy. Like, dude, I feel like that's why I have to just have such a variety. I would get so bored of just using the same super OP setups over and over again. So, you know, even choosing like the top 20, like even choosing 10 weapons is like crazy for most people. Okay, I just need to Forma a couple times now. Lol. Yup, I feel that. The Forma grind is endless. I guess I could potentially spam the AoE, the ultimate. It's not the craziest range, you can see. It's not really super useful, but god, this weapon is so fucking fun. So satisfying, dude. Give me these Tenet weapons. I guess it's because like a Kuva doesn't know, or like a Sister of Parvos doesn't have an animation to hold a spear gun, so they can't shoot it. But I'm loving it. And of course I'm out of Forma. Dude, I feel that. I have 200 Forma blueprints and I have 4 built Forma. I am just always poor, but fortunately I do have infinite Forma blueprints. So bro, what I've been saying, if they made the Forma craft time like 2 hours, I would literally do it. I would give up. I would cut off one of my fingers. I swear to God. If you don't have 7 Forma invested, have you even tested it, Gamer? Yeah, I mean, I am the god of like having to reforma old polarities because I've changed the build. Because like someone literally recommends me a new build and I try it and I love it, and then I have to change shit around. Like I'm gonna have to change the Quellor build because I do think I want to put on galvanized, or I want to put on gun condition overload. I think that's good. 3 hours and I'll have one. Might just spend the 35 plat. I'm 15 off from the Rhino skin anyways, so I might as well spend it. Oh my god, dude. Take your time. Wait out the Forma craft. Like, do the Forma blueprints. Like, spend Forma slowly. Don't do what I do. You know, when the Coda update happens, bro, when the, okay, Pseudo Exalted update happens, I'm spending a shit ton of Forma. When we're doing all the Scaldra weapons, I'm going to rank up all those as quick as I can and show those off because I'll have access to all those right away. So, that's going to be important. Like, I'm going to be burning so much Forma, like way too much, and that's where the grind sucks, but I feel it. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to need some for my Haruto. Yeah, that's what I mean is like, when these fucking Coda weapons come out, you're going to be spending so much Forma. Like, this update is going to be so... Every update they do like this is so fucking Forma intensive. Like, when they did Steel Path circuits with the Incarnons, and also with just the way Deviri worked, where I owned basically every weapon, it meant that I had to put a build on, like, every weapon in the game. And that cost me, like, hundreds of Forma. I swear to God, it was, like, upwards of 200 Forma. Just to, like, put together a setup so that, like, if I'm in Deviri, I know that I have, like, most melee are goated, right? Most, like, I get a bunch of rifles that are really goated, and it really helped a lot. Omniforma is going to be an expensive game changer. Yeah, I feel that. But I feel like, honestly, I'm very thankful that I'm kind of set in my ways with my builds. Like, if I change a build, I change it, you know? And then I keep it that way. And I don't really have multiple different builds. And I know a lot of people talk about having, you know, different setups for different factions, but I've never really been able to do that. I just kind of always have whatever setup I have, and it kind of maximizes itself perfectly. And it's nice to have Elite Archimedia and Temporal Archimedia, because I do think that, or that stuff is just so much fun. Like, I guess it would be Deep Archimedia and Temporal Archimedia as the two different versions. So, you know, it's like it's such a good test to just prove that your build is worthy or not, and just be like, okay, I've got the goated combo, I can make it work. So, you know, having the strongest version of every weapon and having a build on every weapon will help you out in, like, the super duper late game, basically, is what you realize. I always experiment with stuff, so it'll benefit my playing style. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you really want to try out multiple different things, then it'll be so worth it, but you have to really be smart about it. That's what I'm, like, I'm glad that, like, okay, if I make a change, generally I'm pretty confident in the change, and I don't feel the need to ever have variability, but I think it's so good to have that option, right? Like, it's so cool for people to experiment with. That's the whole point, is, like, you get such variety that I think it's just awesome. I think it's so cool. Very, very worthwhile change, chat. Alright, chillin'. I need to pop these dudes a little bit more. Alright, where's my boy? There he is. There you go, there's the damage. Come on, where is he? Is this Torment? Yeah, of course it's fucking Torment. I swear to God, man. I just need to dome him. I just need my companion to shoot him, and then for me to actually be able to land a shot, I swear to fucking God, with Torment. Did you see that? Oh my fuck, I knew it. I could feel the rage. I could feel the rage, dude. All he does is fucking tidal surge around. All he fucking does is tidal surge around. I get so mad. He cleanses the status. He tidal surges back and forth. I'm like, please, dude, let me do something. I too get annoyed with Torment. Yes, like, it's to call it difficulty is like, yeah, I should call it difficult. I was bad. I sucked at the game a little bit, but bro, it just makes me fucking rage like nothing else, and I really can't handle it. Also, I'm glad I got away from that Battlist. That would have been absolutely game over. So, seems like I'm struggling to use the Tenet Ferrox. Ooh, my boy's dead. Ooh, chat. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I had 2 seconds on that. That's fine. Just give me a minute, chat. Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, these guys creep up on me a little too quick, and Suddenly I feel like a goober. This guy needs to die. Okay, he's cooked. He's cooked. Yeah, you hate to see a showing like this. It's bound to happen, but you can kind of see that, like, you kind of just need to land a couple shots to make it work. Do I pop out of here real quick? Oh, we've got a couple life support. I really just want to kill the Thrax. Oh, and my boy's dead again. Okay, well, we should probably just leave. This is kind of a futile effort. We should just get out of here. But yeah, if ooh, looks like we have a bad test, chat. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I still think it's a very good weapon, but yeah, looks like I got the bad end of that shit and slowed down a little too much. It's difficult in the sense it's difficult to not smash something out of frustration. Yeah, like it's difficult in the sense that I couldn't shoot him if my life depended on it. Like he was just tidal surging around like a motherfucker. So I guess you could definitely take away that, you know, having to play Equinox and not really having a build, just only having quote unquote survivability can make the Tenet Ferrox suffer a little bit. But you know, I think it's bound to happen every once in a while. Anyway, it's 8:55, so we've got time for one more. We'll do the Trumna Prime. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like it's something that I noticed, that the blast and like the slash can like have its moments where it'll just nuke everything, and then other times I'm like, ooh, kind of making me disappointed. So I do want to put it up there just because, like, dude, you got a couple good shots with the Tenet Ferrox. You actually have a good build together, and that's what you want to see. Like that's the type of power where a weapon like that maximizes any goated build, like more than you could realize without just like playing it a whole bunch and being like, oh, this is so much fun. Torment was a Hydroid in his past life, yup. And I hate it every single time. Never have I hated Hydroid's abilities more. I love Hydroid as a Warframe. Hate him playing against him. Alright. Sorry for fucking slurping and glugging, but
their rage is vehement,
which is unfortunate sometimes. Alright. Let's get this bad boy started. You gotta kind of warm him up a little bit. You gotta get the galvanized stacks going. Alright, chat. It is a very fun full auto. Super satisfying. Just the sound and the feel of it. You gotta have some really strong full autos on the list. Just kind of shred through shit, and it's weird. Like the AOE does like pretty shit damage, but you just combine everything. Oh, this is a good shot. There you go, chat. That's how you do it. Nice and easy. Good to go. Fully charged again. Perfect. So yeah, you can keep the alt fire active pretty easily. But in the end, it's exactly what you're looking for, dude. Oh, and we reload for the first time? Oh, yeah, it's like, what is it? 250 rounds in the mag? Gaming. Down the hallway. Look at that, dude. Max gaming. Perfect. Okay, looking good.
This would be an excellent place to deploy it.
Trumna is my no-thought gun. Yup. No, that's the thing is, like, honestly, the top 40 is like it's a bunch of anti-aiming guns. It's like shit you don't have to think about, you know what I mean? Just kind of roll up, play how you want. And then, yeah, if you're lucky, you'll land a shot like this. You'll send them skyward. Send them where they belong, am I right, chat? To fucking Kingdom Come. Not the game. God, I could never play that game. It's got like hardcore RPG mechanics. Or it has like the save. There's like a drink you drink to save. But Soulframe, I can spam some Soulframe, dude. Soulframe gamer, that's what I am, dude. I'm gonna be the #1 Soulframe streamer. I'm gonna have all the weapons. I guess I'll farm for the armor and shit, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. I mean, I would probably just play all the high level areas and level up all the weapons and shit and get all the combat upgrades. I don't know how that works. Do you like is it only one time per weapon? Like you only get the combat upgrade points it's like mastery rank? That's what I'm thinking. Chillin'. Gaming. throw it on all my melee builds. Oh, so if I have to shoot, I have to think the minimum out. Oh yeah, I appreciate it. I got you now. I got you. We're letting far too many enemies accumulate. Oh, look at this motherfucker. I will say, yeah, like Corrupted Ancients, they've got the beef against like Viral Fire. There's like, yeah, Viral Fire is like goated on most setups. And like, yeah, you know, even the overguard from like a Corrupted Thrax is like way easier to deal with. But like a Corrupted Ancient, they just give themselves so much overguard that it really just obliterates the amount of, like, they have a lot of survivability, so they can be a pretty annoying enemy to deal with, but for the most part, like, you're still kind of rocking through. And you're seeing I'm pretty lucky actually keeping the Allfire active. It's 3 minutes in, so doing pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty normal for me to have like 6 weapons shown. There's a good shot. That's nice. All right. Oh, and it bounces back to me. Fucking cringe. Hate to see it. All right. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Dude, I gotta say it. This kind of max gaming. It has been so weird that, like, I guess now the only 2 games that I really see myself spamming doing solo content is like Warframe and Soulframe. Like, they actually got their hooks in me. They actually got their fucking hooks in me. And I have been like, okay, it's weird that they put Soul, because it is like the Souls-like Warframe. It is Warframe as a Souls-like, or Souls-like with Warframe mechanics, however you want to think about it. It's a square or a rectangle, or rectangle square. Yeah, I mean, I have been having so much fun with it. I've been, you know, farming all the new weapons. I've been like wanting to try all the different combat arts and get that stuff upgraded. So basically what I'm thinking is like couch streams will, if I'm doing a solo couch stream, it'll always be Soulframe, or it'll, you know, that's what I'm thinking, primarily Soulframe, because I can just see myself playing it in my off time. I hope that the internet works where I'm on vacation. So yeah, next week is going to be a special vacation stream. I'll be chilling out, having some drinks on the couch and playing some games for a while. I was thinking I might have an early dinner. Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about what I might do, but my plan was to potentially, you know, maybe have eat earlier, stream earlier, and then stream for a little bit longer time and just do like all Soulframe, and we can just kind of chill out and play some Soulframe. And yeah, I'll be with my little brother. He won't be on camera with me, but he will be on. It's a little family vacation now that we're kind of set up. But keep chilling. Drop this right there, nice and easy, and we get a frost to finish it off. So, you know, really appreciate everybody for stopping by. You know, shout out. I appreciate all the love in Twitch. Thank you everybody who always consistently watches on YouTube as well. I'm so thankful for it. Shout out Toasty7390 for following. I've seen you in the TikTok chat, so appreciate having you here. But you can see the full auto of Trumna is very good against Thrax. Does have a lot of power there. Kind of tap him for a zillion. Keep moving through it. There you go. All right, tap him, and you're good. All right, let's get out of here. Nice and easy. Okay, perfect. All right, well, I mean, what else do you say, man? Oh, dude, I gotta say, I did the fucking Protea 4th ability thing with the augments, and I was like, bro, how the fuck are you guys recasting your 4th every 15 seconds? And like doing all your shit. I was like, that is like, it's like you're literally just press 4, spam 1 and 2, hold down 4 to reset it, press 4. Like, it literally, I was like, wow, okay, I'm starting to understand. It is actually just non-stop ability spam, and the main ability you're spamming is like recasting your 4. So I don't know why I just thought of that, but yeah, for anybody that's interested, I have a Discord. Link to the Discord is in my profile on TikTok, the description on YouTube, or the About section on Twitch. You can go there. I have a raffle that happens every month. You just join the Discord. The first month you enter, you are automatically entered, and then for future months, you just have to show up and say hi. You have the chance to win a Prime Warframe set. you could win 3 or potentially 4 Veiled Rivens. And then you could also win... what else could you win? You could win a max rank Acolyte Arcane. So, yeah. And then we also have a community showcase that happens alongside that. So, if you want to submit for multiple months and be entered for multiple months, then you can just submit multiple community showcase items, and then we'll get you entered in for multiple months. So, appreciate everybody for stopping by. Thank you so much for 7,000 likes on TikTok. If you are watching on YouTube and you did enjoy, I do appreciate if you drop a like. It helps out the video in the future. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the tier list. Once again, very Yapatron, but we'll do these once a week. No tier list next week. Obviously, I'll be on vacation, but that's all I got for you, chat. Have a nice night. I'm out.